How are these different? What the term is advanced persistent threats. All right. These target attacks, the criminals, they use advanced techniques to infiltrate an organization. All right. Once they penetrate your firewalls, your IDS, IPS, they're very stealthy. They try to have a persistent foothold into your organization. Okay, once in there, they're doing reconnaissance of your network. They're trying to infiltrate other hosts within your network. From there, they scout, where's your valuable data, and they do it in such a way, in a very stealthy manner, if you will. Now, most enterprises are new to this topic, target attacks, but for government, public sector, they know about this. Actually, the term APT, Advanced Persistent Threat, is actually coined referring to state-nation cyber attacks. Okay. Now, the cyber criminals that target the private sector have used that similar tactic and targeted the commercial space. Now, in terms of penetration, how they penetrate existing security defenses is through social networking. All right. They use a tactic called spear phishing. Okay. So what they do is spear phishing is really a very customized email that has been crafted by the cyber criminal to target a very specific individual. They research, for example, if I was targeting company XYZ, I'll go up to either Facebook or LinkedIn, internet, and look for people who works for company XYZ, right? So I come across David from HR, and David has just vacation in Bali, posted information about himself. I could easily craft an email that appeared to come from, say, one of the hotel that he stayed at while he was in Bali, and the goal is to get the victim to open up an attachment or click on a link that may be malicious, right? So that's the penetration. That's the spear phishing email bypasses all your firewall, the email ports open, bypasses your anti-spam, antivirus, anti-whatever, right? So that's the initial penetration. Once they're in there, the backdoor agent is installed, right, on the PC, on David's PC. Now that agent is very stealthy, and it may communicate to what we call a command and control server out on the internet, right? There's a lot of military terms in here, CNC server. So through the CNC server, these backdoor agent that is inside the victim's network receives additional instructions, receives additional payload to carry out its mission, right? So it's very planned and carried out mission, right? It's not so that's a big difference with targeted attacks, right? So they're the malwares are customized, so antivirus doesn't work, right? Most of the defenses that we've been building, what we call a perimeter defense, the firewalls and IDS, IPS, and the gateway antiviruses, assumes that the data set, assumes that you're building a wall or moat around the castle, right? Whatever is outside is bad, whatever inside is good, right? But I just explained to you that once they get in, right, through the spear phishing, they're doing stuff in your backyard and you don't even know it, right? And we've seen a lot of the study or investigation breaches finds that more than 60% of these security breaches are not discovered for months, right? The case in the South Korea attack back in March this year, where South Korea came under attack. After our analysis, the initial breach took place 9 months ago, right? So it's the landscape is very different, right? So TrendMicro's approach with regards to targeted attacks or advanced persistent threats is you have to assume you will be compromised, right? You have to first have that shift in your mental model, then you think about how do you change your security strategy.